Leo, how are we today? Just doing our weekly readings. This week we are looking at the month ahead, so March 2024. See what's happening for you. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I do really appreciate that. Leave a comment on one of my videos and you'll go in the draw for a free personal reading as well. But this week we are using the Oracle of the Shapeshifters, a beautiful deck by Lucy Cavendish. The lenormand deck we're using is one by Pixel Occult, the Red Hand lenormand. I'm also using the True Love Oracle, as well as the Angel Answers Oracle. Okay, so we'll get straight on into it for you, Leo. We're splitting the month up, start, middle, and end. Okay, so we'll see what's coming through for Leo in March. Start, middle, and end of March for our Leos, please. Okay. For the start of March, we are seeing the Golden Phoenix energy here. So there's a couple of Phoenix energies in this particular deck. This one is something that you thought was finished, burst back into life. Okay, so some great fire energy there with that as well. So, Leo being a fire sign, the Phoenix is, a sign that is usually represented by fire because the Phoenix does burst into flames and then a new bird rises from the ashes of that which has, died off. So it's a very interesting energy because it does talk about things that have ended, things that have died off and, have sort of burnt in a giant fireball in the past. All of a sudden they're bursting back to life, brand new energy there. So something coming back around for you at the start of March. We'll delve into that a little bit and see if we can find out whether that's a person or something else going on in your life, a situation or whatever that is in regard to. We'll see if we can work that out for you. But then the middle of March, we do have the fairy ring. Okay, new skills, advanced training, and rapid improvements. So it does kind of let us know that, in the trajectory there, that something coming back into your life and it's bringing with it new skills, advanced training, rapid improvements. So it's coming back around in a way that is definitely bringing through new aspects, more evolved aspects of that, whatever that was that has sort of finished in the past. It is coming back around, though, in a much more, it's like the new and improved version, it kind of feels like there. But then toward the end of March, we do have the black cat energy. All right, so that's a very interesting one as well. I have seen this for at least one other sign this month as well. So, you're more than welcome to check your other placements that it has already come out in another reading. I am aware of that. But lost magic, atonement, and rebalancing. So there may be some stuff that you're having to sort of balance this new I feel like for a lot of you, this is actually talking about, balancing out this new version of this situation or this person, with the preconceived past version of this person or thing. Okay, and sort of balancing that out within yourself of like, okay, like this is brand new, but it's also the same. So it's a very interesting energy. But like I said, we'll delve into it all with the lenormand a little bit here. Okay, the Golden Phoenix, start of March energy for our Leos. Going on for Leo at the start of March, please. Interesting. And I'll grab all your lenormand out so we can sort of move through the time progression all in one go. The fairy ring, middle of March energy for Leo. Oh, okay. And the black cat, the end of March energy for our Leos. going on for Leo at the end of March here? Okay, and one more for that, please. One more for that. Very interesting. Pardon me, Leo. Okay, so with this golden phoenix energy, something you thought finished bursts back into life. Firstly, we have the octopus. Okay, so there's a few different energies that come through with that octopus energy. I'm mostly getting this camouflage, the idea that, you know, when an octopus feels threatened, it'll squirt its ink and everything sort of goes into shadow, so you can't see, you know, its prey can't see where it's going to come from, and then it'll attack. But octopuses are very sort of clever creatures. It does talk quite a lot about multitasking as well. So there does seem to be like a lot of different elements coming into play with this octopus card. I'm going to get one card just to clarify that octopus specifically. Clarify the octopus for Leo at the start of March, please. Oh, okay. So we do have the clouds clarifying that. So this is talking about, you know, something going on within you internally here. The clouds does talk about your thoughts and your thought processes, the way that you try to think about things rationally, logically. The fact that, you know, the more that you overthink things, the more things that you take in, you know, the more that you're thinking about things, the more likely that you're going to head yourself into anxiety, and clouded judgment. So I'm really seeing that clouded judgment with the octopus there as well. Like I said, I'm kind of getting this, you know, a squid, you know, releasing a cloud of ink. And so it's kind of like you've got so much going on in your head. Your head is multitasking so many different things all at once and trying to sort of, I'm kind of getting this energy of like, you know, there's one thing, but you've got like 8 different tentacles coming at it different ways, trying to, you know, break it down and work it out and understand it. But the more that you've done that, it's like it's actually clouded everything because you are really sort of overthinking it, and you're trying to look at it from too many different directions here. You're trying to tackle it in too many different ways rather than, you know, staying focused. The octopus energy, it's very, it can be very sort of unfocused kind of energy because, you know, you've got a tentacle out here, you've got a tentacle out there. So it's kind of that multitasking energy. And then, you know, when we're taking on too much, we're not actually able to, you know, bring those tentacles back to the core of the issue. We're not seeing the core of the problem. We're too focused on, you know, this and this and this and this, you know, whereas you've actually clouded the core of the issue. So something that you thought was finished, and it's clouded. It's very, very clouded at the moment. The core of this issue is very, very clouded. I keep getting that same sort of energy here that you're trying to, you know, you're trying to put everything into place around it, but you're not actually facing the core issues. It's not been very clear what this is actually in regard to, even though with this next energy, I am sort of seeing, you know, because I do feel as though that is what's going on. Like that's definitely what's going on with, you know, you've got all, you're focusing on all the wrong things, and you've got clouded judgment, confused judgment when it comes to, hang on, what is the actual core of this issue? You're seeing like 8 different issues, but you're not realizing that they all have the exact same core. That they at the root of all these issues there is one thing, and you're not seeing that. You're missing that connection. They all connect back to this main octopus body, but you're not seeing that. You've clouded that so much by looking at all these other issues, that there's something there in the core of that foundation that you're missing. We do have the house energy and the fish energy as well. So it's just trying to feel, because once again, when I say the foundation of the issue, the core of the issue, we see this here with that house energy, okay? Sometimes the house energy can talk about family issues, home type issues, but I'm feeling that that's the main keyword that's coming through, is this foundational issue, the way that you have built up stability and security in your life, and the root of the problem, is within you here. The house a lot of the time represents ourselves, our safe little bubble. Each room is like a part of yourself, and so that's what I'm kind of seeing here, is that once again I'm getting the similar imagery, that you're focusing on each individual room, but you're not looking at the house as a whole. The house as a whole being you as a whole. The core of the issue being something to do with the whole that encompasses all those other issues, but you're only sort of looking at each individual issue. And it's really not, it's really just out of grasp. I feel like it's because, with that octopus energy being so strong, you have like camouflaged the true issue here very significantly, that I'm even struggling to read what that core issue even is. And with that fish there, the fish talks about abundance and wealth and finances. So there definitely may be some of you, Leo, who are struggling with financial aspects. They're probably going to be more based around, making ends meet within the home, putting food on the base, the base finance stuff. So there may be some sort of core issue that's stemming from, mismanaging money, spending money on the wrong things, spending money on things external to, the things that actually are keeping you stable and secure here. So some of you, that may be some an inkling that there is some sort of financial issues tied up with this. I'm kind of getting with this phoenix energy, I'm kind of getting that, because you've got all these little tentacles out amongst all these other little problems. It's kind of like doing patch fixes. You're like, I'm going to fix this problem over here. At the end of this tentacle, we've got this problem. I'm going to fix that. That's fixed. Awesome. End of this tentacle, we've got this problem, this issue. We'll fix that. Awesome. But because we're not seeing that core issue that's creating these problems, and that's making these issues, the stability is going to be not there regardless, because these problems are just going to keep popping up here and there and here and there, because you're not facing the core of the issue, and you're not facing yourself and your own issues with why are you camouflaging the core of the issue here. For a lot of you, it is something to do with, like I keep getting the mismanaging money, or you're refusing to look at, you're doing little patch fixes. You're like, and not realizing that you need to actually stop and look at the way that you deal with money. It's not just putting a little patch over here and fixing that bill this week, and putting a patch over here and making sure that bill's paid this week. No, there's something at the very core of you yourself that needs to be adjusted. If you want to solve all these issues, you can solve all these issues at once. It's just a matter of getting down to the root of the problem, rather than like I hate to be confronting, but it does feel as though the root of the problem is within you yourself, that there's something you're not addressing, something that you're hiding from within yourself, that you're not addressing this issue. But it's coming back into, it keeps telling me that, those problems just keep popping up. They're just going to keep coming back into your life. Those things, you may think you've solved one of those problems, but they're going to keep, you may have burst that into flames and watched it fall to ash and no longer be an issue for you. But, next thing you know, here comes the same similar problem bursting back into your life all over again, because you're not fixing the core of the issues. So I feel like that's why we're seeing that fairy ring for the middle of March, because you're needing to learn some new skills. You're needing to, rapidly improve your situation by going through some advanced training with this sort of stuff. For some of you, it's definitely financial aspects here, like the way that you deal with money. I do get that strongly for a couple of you. There's definitely some sort of the way that you, and it may not even be the way that you're actively dealing with money. It may be the way that you are perceiving money, the way that you look at money, the way that you feel like money is going to solve all your problems, that if you throw money at all these little tentacles, that'll solve everything. But no, there's something to do with the core of the issue, that I feel like money can't really fix the core of the problem. It's something within you that you need to look at. And that's why we're seeing you finding the new skills and advancing your own training and whatnot, to make these rapid improvements for yourself. Because, what I'm seeing here next is we do have the astral card. So this is just talking about, the energy layer, the spiritual layer of yourself here. And we do see the whip and then the chains. So this has probably got to do a lot with the core of this issue, is you here in conflict with yourself, fighting yourself, feeling as though you're chained to a certain situation. You've got these, and this is all within your energy. This is not within your reality, because we're seeing that astral energy. This is all just within your energy. You're feeling like you're being held back from your true spiritual self, because you're in so much this is inner conflict, and then you being bound to your own conflict here. You're kind of binding yourself and chaining yourself down to drama, to conflict. It's kind of like you're, once again, I hate to be confronting, but it's like you're manifesting more drama, because you're feeling as though all I get is drama. So that's what you're actually manifesting. It does feel a little bit like that. So it's asking yourself to learn new ways of manifesting for yourself. It's like reminding us that, what we put out is what we receive back. That, if you keep putting out your conflict, I'm conflicted about how to deal with life, how to deal with finances, about how to deal with drama within myself, within, externally as well. I feel like I'm chained to this story, that this is my story, because, I've always had financial issues. So I'm just going to always have financial issues. And you're kind of telling yourself this so much that you believe it. And then you actually are attracting that same thing back into your life all over again. Whereas if you start looking at it from a different way, and start acting like, I deserve to be living a much better financially life. I deserve to be living a life where I'm not in conflict, I'm not in tension, I'm not chained to my own trauma, I'm punishing myself. Because that's what it is. You're kind of punishing yourself. You're doing it subconsciously, I feel, for a lot of you here. You're punishing yourself, saying, I don't deserve this, I don't deserve that. So you're actually punishing yourself because you're telling yourself that so much. That's all you're attracting back to yourself. So you're not attracting those positive changes, because you're telling yourself, I don't deserve those positive changes. Okay, so that's where we're really needing to find that atonement and rebalancing that out within ourselves, Leo. Atonement is like basically you needing to forgive yourself for the way that you're treating yourself, and you need to actually come at it from a totally different direction, face these core issues within yourself, the way that you're, I feel like for a lot of you, this core issue is going to be, the way that you talk to yourself, the negative self-talk, the feelings of self-worth, that sort of stuff, and atoning those into who you are and what you truly deserve in this life, which is not that. All right, you need to rebalance and find that positivity, and find that, that part of you that's willing to, burst this back into life and make these improvements in a positive way for yourself. You don't need to punish yourself in a negative way anymore. You need to start actually attracting. Like, I'm just getting that there's like a bunch of you, Leo, that are saying, I am trying to attract positive stuff, but at the core of the thing, you're not. You don't realize you're doing it. It's subconscious. You're attracting all this negative energy back onto yourself. Because even though you're saying I'm trying to attract positive, what you're saying, like what your actions and your personal beliefs about yourself, you're actually putting it out there that I want I only deserve the worst. I only deserve the negative. So really needing to adjust that within yourself and say, give yourself forgiveness. I feel here, Leo, rebalancing yourself in a much more measured kind of way, where you're actually, looking at these subconscious behaviors within your core of yourself here and really addressing those, because, we do see, with that black cat energy, we have the garden coming through with the lily. All right. So I'm kind of just getting a few messages here that, with the garden and the lily does talk about emotional vulnerability, emotional intimacy. The garden is a very social card. So this kind of actually is asking you to, be a little bit more socially vulnerable, get out and about a little bit more, spend a little bit more time with friends and family and that sort of thing on a social aspect. Get out and meet new people. Go to public places that you may not normally go, like parks, restaurants, cafes, meet up with friends for a coffee, involve yourself a little bit more, I feel, because in the long term, that's what's necessary for you here, I feel. Okay, but we also see the scythe and then the fox. Okay, so this is coming through pretty straightforward as well. The scythe does talk about making a sudden change, breaking free from this pattern of behavior, making a sudden change to, be in your fox energy, be very independent, look after yourself, focus on your own survival, do what you need to do, say what you need to say to yourself in order to, cut the BS. Okay, break free from this way of negativity and pessimism. I'm kind of feeling it's coming through as a pretty straightforward message here, Leo. So once again, I'm sorry if it's confronting, but this is what I'm seeing. You are more than welcome to check other placements, of course. If that's not sitting right with you, that is totally fine. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, okay? But if you're seeing repeated issues arising in your life and you're not actually solving the core of those issues, we're going to see this pattern occurring here. If you know deep down that you're not treating yourself the way that you should actually be treating yourself, you'll know that you need to actually cut the BS and break free from the chains that punish you and keep you in this conflict within your own mind here, and start looking out for yourself. Number one, stop doing, like with the fox energy there, saying breaking free from that. It's stop doing things for other people. Do things for you, okay, as well. And stop locking yourself away a bit too. Make sure we do spend some time with friends and family, getting out and about, stop locking yourself away in these chains, But we'll have a look at romantic love here for you as well, Leo. Okay, Leo. Romantic love for Leo during March. But it does feel like it's going to be a very big month for introspection. And I'm seeing that once again with these two cards we've got here. I'm not actually getting romantic love coming through for you, Leo, so I'm sorry if that's what you were here waiting for. We are seeing the distorted masculine and also the worthiness card. So that's pretty self-explanatory, right? Because we've just been talking about that, finding your self-worth, needing to, appreciate your worth and really start to live it as well, in a more positive way for yourself. Finding your inner worth, Leo, removing any of this distorted masculine from your energy, regardless of your gender. The distorted masculine, we all have some masculine, some feminine energy. The masculine is the part of ourselves that we try to hide from our emotions, where everything within us is war and chaos and violence and rough and which is what we're seeing with you punishing yourself in this self conflict over here. You're at war with yourself, and rather than there's this element of needing to control the chaos, rebalance the chaos. Think about ways you can actually turn your masculine energy into more feminine energy, or more divine masculine energy, because the divine masculine, it's very strong and powerful energy, but it's not controlling, it's not domineering, which is what we see with the distorted masculine. So you're trying to control things too much, and you're actually not controlling the thing that you need to, right at the core of the issue, which is leading to this distorted masculine energy where you're in, it's just a war. You're, you know, it's a war within you at the moment, Leo, and it's all coming down to your worthiness, your sense of inner worth. All right, but we'll grab some angel answers cards as well. Romantic love for Leo during March, please. Hidden energy on the bottom of the deck, improving health. So, it's a matter of you improving this stuff and working on yourself a little bit before we worry about romantic love. But we do see within the next few months, look for a sign. All right. So there will be signs and synchronicities that do pop up within the next few months to sort of guide you on your way to romantic love. But we are seeing at the crux of the issue at the moment, it's your self-love that we need to find. All right, that seems to be the core of yourself at the moment, Leo. So I'm so sorry that was so confronting today. I have just done a recent shadow work reading. There may be something for you in that one as well, Leo. But that's what we have for you today. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Leave a comment if you want to go in the draw for that free personal reading. But see you all again soon.